after a 3-week hiatus, welcome back to Jason and Troy on.
I'm Jason.
I'm Troy.
And we're your source for ADHD content and
dropped tangents.
So
live from the Joel Farquhar Memorial Berry Center Studios here in lovely Dayton, Ohio.
Yeah, so hopefully soon the weather will break and we can broadcast outside.
That would be nice, but I mean the temperature's there, but the precipitation isn't.
Yeah, so I guess first of all, how are you, my fellow Giga Chad?
I'm a Giga Chad?
Yeah, you're a Giga Chad.
I'm trying to have that square jaw.
Yeah.
That's synonymous with a Giga Chad.
Yeah, I don't have a square jaw.
Oh my god. That was reference to the meme you sent me.
It was, yeah. Yeah, I thought it was fantastic.
It was cringe.
Yeah. Moggin hard or hardly that other word?
I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, it was Steve Buscemi. And Steve Buscemi's great. He's a firefighter too.
Thanks, Steve Buscemi.
Yeah. Thank you for your service, Steve Buscemi.
Well, I guess we take what's further down the list to the top to explain that noise that these people are hearing.
Yeah, so last week, in the middle of the week, Christina was like, hey, can we have another cat? And I've always kept my cats to 4 because I feel as though 4 is the appropriate number of cats before you're fucking crazy.
But I had a good point.
It's 2 and 2.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's 2 and 2. It splits. So you're not crazy. It's a combined house of catitude.
Yeah. So this week my wife was like, Christina was like, hey, can we have another cat? And I was like, what's up with the cat? And she was like, well, they may not be able to keep it. There's an adult in the house that they haven't consulted about keeping the cat, but it's a cute cat and it's a done deal. It's a done deal. They're gonna keep it. It's gonna be fine. And I'm like, okay then. It sounds like a good bet. I put all on black. And then 10 minutes later, she's like, well, we're going to get the cat now. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I was like, well, where's the cat? And she's like, it's across the street. And I'm like, ah, shit. There's not even time to think twice about it. We just have to go outside and there's the cat. So we go outside, walk across the street, and this tiny Siamese cat is on the porch going, hey, I don't have anywhere to live. Can I live with you guys? And I was like, God damn it. Yeah, you can come live with us. So she has spent, actually it's been a week. It's been a week and like 10 days. Because she spent a week in isolation.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, she was in isolation for a week, and then when we let her out, everybody was like, oh, hey, we knew you were here. and Ezra hissed once, and she's been welcomed into the family. And we're a 5-cat household now.
She's really cute. Like, I've just been staring at the cat while he's been telling the story.
Yeah, she's cute. She's, unlike the other 4 cats who don't give a shit about us, she likes people. Yeah, she likes to hang out with us. I mean, Ezra is personable, but also Ezra is only personable to people who visit. He's like the Japanese. It's like, oh, you're here? Oh, when are you going to leave?
Today is Star Wars Day.
It is Star Wars Day, and
may the 4th be with you.
Yeah. Have you seen the video? There's a video of Tim Russ talking about Star Wars Day. Have you seen this?
No.
Okay. You know who Tim Russ is, right?
I'm familiar with the name.
Okay. So I watched it yesterday, and it's come up on my Instagram feed almost every year for the last, 8 years. Maybe fewer than 8 years, maybe 5 years. It's come up on my Instagram feed. And I never, the beginning's always clipped. But I watched the whole thing. I Googled it, they put it on the YouTubes, and it is a UCB video.
Little Donny.
Yes. Comes right back around. Tim Russ, Tuvok. Comes right around.
Well, what if these people don't know who Little Donny is?
It's a shame, but so
enormous penis.
yes. So there's an episode of Upright Citizens Brigade. For those of you who don't know, Upright Citizens Brigade is a sketch. It's an improv troupe, and it's kind of like Second City, but it's like the new Second City, like all of the talented comedy.
You know, a lot of the fruits of their labor
come out of the Upright Citizens Brigade.
Yeah, well, the original 4 UCB people, Amy Poehler, Scott. No, not Scott.
Ian Roberts.
Ian Roberts, and then there was another Ian, and then there's Matt Besser.
Matt Besser, yeah. Yeah. And you may not know the other people other than Amy Poehler, but you know those people, because they're in stuff everywhere.
One of them's in Veep.
Mm-hmm.
Matt Besser did a couple of guest spots on Modern Family.
And he was on Reno 911.
Oh, I did not know that.
Yeah. And
then Ian Roberts, he does random shit.
Yeah.
Like he'll play a gym teacher or something in a sitcom.
Real masculine kind of guy.
Yeah. But yeah, the UCB is why you're seeing this right now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
mm-hmm.
Yeah. So there was an episode of Upright Citizens Brigade, second season, where they want to do a half-hour-long dick joke. And they're like, well, how do we do a half-hour-long dick joke? And then one of them says, well, you can do anything for a good cause. And it's a half-hour infomercial on Little Donny Aid about magno-oblivio-phallocytis.
Yes, he is unaware of his extremely large penis.
And it dangles underneath these Bruce Jenner shorts.
Yeah, Bruce Jenner shorts. It's always pixelated.
Damn you, bong boy!
I saw him, man. Oh, that was cops.
But, anywho, yeah, so the May the 4th thing that was put on by a person from Star Trek that was created by Upright Citizens Brigade is fucking hilarious. FYI.
Do some YouTube searching.
Yeah, Tim Russ, May the 4th. You will not be disappointed.
Yes.
Well, do it.
They got on the Today Show.
Yeah. Yeah, they got on the Today Show doing Little Donny, Yeah, it was funny. Al Roker was like,
He's like, oh shit. What did I step in?
Right.
So George Lucas waited till someone forgot.
Yeah. So when Star Wars, the A New Hope, came out in 1977, George Lucas was to Fox, the company that helped produce it, was like, hey, you guys probably don't want all those merchandising rights, right? Can I just have all the toy rights? And they're like, why the fuck would we want that? Yeah, that's fine. Whatever. So George Lucas had the majority of the money that was coming from toy rights, kinda. So in the first run of the Kenner line, George Lucas and 20th Century Fox split a nickel on every dollar of toys that were sold for Star Wars. Okay? Split a nickel. And then, there was the Empire Strikes Back, Return of the Jedi, and after the Return of the Jedi, there was nothing else. There was droids, and then people stopped caring about Star Wars toys. So the amount of Star Wars toys declined, and declined, and declined, right? And part of the contract that George Lucas had with Kenner was that every year, on the first day of autumn, no, not really on the first day of autumn, they had to give him like $1,000 and call him and go, what's up, buddy? Right, every year they had to do that. What's up, buddy? Here's $1,000. And then in 1995 or 96, they forgot to call him. And they didn't send him the $1,000 and voided the contract. And immediately, 6 months later, George Lucas was like, new movies!
I want that $1,000.
Right. Well, he renegotiated the contract that he wouldn't have been able to renegotiate if they hadn't forgotten. He just waited. He waited until the contract expired to announce new movies that he could make more money off of merchandising. and he negotiated like 20%. And Kenner was like, I don't think we can make any money off of this. And George Lucas was like, suck it! You'll figure it out, or you're not going to make toys. Or I'll find somebody else to make toys. It was Hasbro by then, but yeah. So the Star Wars prequels are not high art. They're junk intended to sell fucking toys.
Jar Jar Binks is.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And he got me. I'll Misa not know.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I've said it a couple times over the years.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what's up, Action Ho Barbie?
Yeah. So I went to Washington, D.C. 2 weeks ago. And we had a wealthy patron who helped us out. Real nice guy. But we went to a bar, and everybody but me got plastered at this bar. And then we went and had a real nice dinner. And then on the way back to the hotel, we walked everywhere in Washington, D.C. We walked like 14 miles.
Hell yeah.
We walked so far. And on the way back, we walked by the White House at 11 o'clock. And it was weird because the only people who were out front of the White House at 11 o'clock were chicks dressed like Action Ho Barbie. They were all like, they just got out of the goddamn club. And the first thing they were going to do is, we want to see the White House. I don't, for the life of me, understand it. I mean, I don't, whatever, you know, I guess.
Who leaves the club at 11 o'clock anyway?
Right. And they were all, there was like 20 of them, of these ladies. And they were in like club dresses. And
slightly revealing?
Well, to quote Morris Day from
motherfucking time.
From The Adventures of Ford Fairlane. The dresses you have to wear that you have to shave to wear, but it's not your armpits.
Gotcha.
Yeah, it was just weird. It was weird, and I mean, sure, whatever. Dress however you like, but
yeah.
But it doesn't seem like the kind of thing that you'd be trekking around the streets of Washington D.C. to live, you know.
Oh, come here. Yeah, we got a Catherine.
It's Catherine. Kathy. Katie.
Catherine. Can you get... Oh, yeah. She's on camera. Come here. What's up, buddy?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. We got our first guest of 2025.
Oh ho. Okay, so something else that I had noticed is street dining. Are you ever concerned about dining on the street?
No.
No?
No, why should I be concerned?
Well, I was thinking about it, right? And if I were not vegan, first of all,
this cat would be gone.
Yeah, I would eat the fuck out of that cat. No.
Euphemism.
No, so like you're dining on the street, and then like some random slacker's walking by, right? Anybody can pick up your hamburger and run away with it. Why don't more people do that? Why don't we make a thing out of it? We'll go find a Mediterranean restaurant that has people eating on the sidewalk, and we will go steal their falafel. We will steal the fuck out of some falafel.
But we're not falafel stealers. Falafel stealing is not in our DNA.
No, I guess not.
Yeah, but getting falafel with cheese will get you a weird fucking look at the Mediterranean restaurant.
Because they don't have like American cheese. It's like if you want cheese, they're gonna give you just like a big hunk of feta. You're gonna get.
And it was fucking amazing.
Yeah.
It was great. I knew what I was talking about.
Yeah.
They didn't.
Yeah.
But
feta that fell from the sky.
The feta that fell from the sky.
Yeah.
No, I just. Yeah. No, I don't know. I see those memes, the videos where it's like, I told the waitress to take away my wife's food, my pregnant wife's food, just as she was about to eat it. And like somebody comes up and snatches the plate and just walks away, and she's like, what the fuck was that? That's not fine to me.
No.
I want to eat.
Don't fuck with somebody's food.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, hey, we have another guest.
Hey, what's up, buddy? Yeah, so we...
Gee, it's almost like We knew there'd be cats in this video.
Right. So you had mentioned something about Glade air freshener art.
Glade air freshener art, yes. If you go back to the late 90s,
The halcyon days of the 90s.
mid to late 90s, there was a shakeup at the Glade air freshener factory, and one of the artists got shit canned. And before they left, they decided to add something to the artwork on a can. And it was a phallus.
Oh.
A phallus so close to a penis that we'll say that it was a penis. And it was these flower petals on the can. And they were able to, right at the seam, right before it transitioned into
they put one
don't
side.
huff this.
Yeah.
Well, no, they didn't even give a fuck back then.
Okay.
Yeah. Please huff this. It was right next to that warning.
Right.
It was just this penis that was laying right there. And the funny thing about it was, there was no internet to tell you about this. That was all word of mouth, just like the Marilyn Manson having a rib removed.
So he can give himself head.
Yeah. There was some internet in that, by the way, America Online.
Yeah.
But I just thought that was cool. Like, they were about to get fired. They knew they were about to get fired, and they were like, fuck you. And put a penis on an air freshener can that nobody knew about, seemingly, except for my mother, who went out and bought these cans because she thought that was the funniest thing ever. And then eventually, the cans just had a black flower petal where that used to be because they couldn't, they weren't going to repay somebody to redesign the can. That was money.
Yeah.
So they put a black flower petal over the penis.
So let me ask, was it like half of a penis and then?
No, it was like it was shaft, head. Okay. Yeah, it was less balls, but
Yeah, fewer balls, more penis.
Yeah. No, it was straight up wang.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. We were thinking about things to talk about today, and I thought that was pertinent information.
Awesome. That's like the Little Mermaid.
How do you figure?
What was a big penis in Little Mermaid?
Oh yeah, the towers.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
You cats are so cute.
They are. As we stop, our heads turn, we look at the cats, and we laugh. And no one has any context. So I've got an apology for last night.
Okay.
So, last night, Gem City played the Appalachian Hellbetties, which is Athens, but I guess it extends beyond Athens, so they decided to not call themselves Athens, they call themselves the Appalachian Hellbetties.
Because that's the Footh Hills.
Yes.
Because that's how it's spelled. The Footh Hills.
Okay, yes. Yeah. So, and one of the jammers on the Hellbetties was named Trickster.
Okay.
And I looked over at my co-announcer and said, "Baby, don't treat me bad." Because there is a hair metal song that I had attributed to Trickster called "Baby, Don't Treat Me Bad." But
okay, I know the song.
That is not Trickster. That is Firehouse.
Oh.
Yeah.
And here we go again with another apology for something nobody picked up on.
In fact, somebody in the crowd was leaving between the first and second game and said, "You're doing a great job. I can't understand a single word you're saying, but you're doing a great job, Jason." So.
And that is every Sunday.
Every Sunday, yeah. No, it was pretty fun to announce 2 games, and then I announced 8 games in Kalamazoo. My throat was raw, buddy.
I bet it was. Oh, we're doing well.
Yeah.
We have 10 minutes.
Yeah. So, have you ever talked to the city council?
I have never talked to the city council. Have you ever spoken with the city council?
I have spoken with the city council, and you know what?
How did that go?
Well, first of all, I'm going to say that I have had aspirations to be a politician more than once in my life. And I think that the interaction with the lowest of levels of government, and not that they're like, but it's like the most approachable levels of government.
Yeah, accessible.
Yeah, made me realize that I am not of the right ilk to be a politician. They were all very nice. They shook my hands for a real long time, and they listened, and they actively listened, and I don't think that I could do that.
I couldn't.
I could not do that. Very, very nice. In fact, Commissioner Fairchild talked to us for a real long time. And you see his re-elect Fairchild signs all around.
So are you saying we should?
I would say yes. Yeah,
okay.
vote for Commissioner Fairchild because he seems really cool. And he is also a student of Dayton history.
Oh.
Yeah. And are you familiar with Van Buren Apartments?
Oh yeah.
Okay. You know there's a street called Moeller in Van Buren Apartments, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Did you know that at Patterson and Smithville, there was a dairy right there?
Was it the Moeller Dairy?
It was the Moeller Dairy.
I did not know. Now it's just a zip through.
Yeah. So it will be the zip through, probably all of the Oakdale apartments, the low income housing right there.
Yeah.
And then those new split levels, there's probably 4 split levels, and then a big park.
Yeah.
That abuts to Van Buren Apartments.
Yes.
That was probably all the Dairyland, and I guess they had their ice cream store.
I bet you that's some fertile land.
I bet you it is very fertile land. We should go grow some things in that park.
Yes.
Put a fence around so they can't bush hog it.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a great idea. A dairy so old that we just found out about it. I'm sure that place hasn't been developed so much that all that fertile land is gone.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah.
That was that gas station, or not gas station, but convenience store I worked at third shift. That, there's the drive-through,
Mm-hmm.
and then across the street there's the little convenience store.
Dayton Mart, what's called Dairy Mart.
It was a Dairy Mart when I worked there.
Yeah. Oh, you worked there?
Yeah, you didn't know that?
I did not know that.
Oh man, third shift. Yeah, it was good times. We'd play, which I later found out was a game called Farkle.
Oh.
We just, we just knew it as the dice game.
Yeah.
And we'd been playing that for a long time, and friends would come by late at night, and we'd play some Farkle while nobody came into the convenience store.
Yeah.
And then my roommate, she would come in, and you could charge somebody for a cup of ice. So I'd be like, oh, Camel Lights, cup of ice, thank you. Yeah, I think that's why I got fired.
Probably.
Yeah. But yeah, I was helping out the people that needed it.
Okay.
Want cheap smokes?
Right.
Come here.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. As a matter of fact, so weirdly enough, I lived in that flat on Hazel.
Mm-hmm.
And when I had people spend the night when I was a teenager, we would sneak out of the house, but it wasn't really sneaking out of the house when Mom knew we were doing it.
Right.
And we would find all the change in the couch, and go buy a gallon of orange drink at Dairy Mart. Like a lot. We would do it all the time.
Orange drink's good.
Yeah, it was real good. And eventually they hired this gentleman who had he was tall, and he had like a deep timbery voice, and his nose was a little big, and he had kind of saggy face a little bit.
Yeah.
And I referred to him as Mr. Spock. And
this is the Dairy Mart that I used to work at.
Yeah, it was the Dairy Mart. Yeah, I used to go in there when I was 15, 16, 17, 18.
15, 16, 17, 18.
So 94, 93, 92, 91, 90.
I wonder if that guy worked there for a long period of time.
Did you look at Mr. Spock?
I don't know. There was this weird fucking guy that was the manager.
Yeah.
And that's when I found the nudie mags up in the ceiling tiles. Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah. Why would you hide them when there was a constant supply of fresh ones?
It's
this one's really good.
Right. It's weird.
Oh, nudie mags are weird. You find them in weird places.
Yeah, you know what? So I went ice skating with my Uncle Chris one night.
Okay.
It was during the Kids in the Hall's first season.
So 90s.
Yeah, early 90s, maybe 89, 90, yeah. And we went ice skating, my Uncle Chris and I, and he was driving me back, and we were driving down Hazel, and we got to the intersection of Hazel and Tabor, and he stopped, and he backed up, and he reached out of the car. It was wet outside, and he picked up this Playboy, and he's like, here you go. And I was like, thank you.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I found my first nudie mag, it was in a storm drain in East Dayton.
Yeah. Man, the world's changed. I haven't found any porn in a long time.
Yeah, neither. Well, I have, but I know how to enter the address.
And when we moved into 1611 Wayne Avenue.
Oh yeah, the half double.
Yeah, the half double.
That is no longer.
It's that male guy's backyard.
Yeah.
We moved in and they had a subscription to Playboy and Maxim.
Maxim?
Yeah. It's like Playboy Light.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah.
What's going on in there?
Ezra's walking in his infinity tube.
I'm being stared at right now. Alright, sorry about that.
I'm trying to get some privacy, man.
Not when we got a show going on. How are we doing with the show? Oh, we're getting there.
Yeah. So I presented to the city council because of the marching band.
Yes.
And you got to experience some of the marching band. What is your opinion about the marching band, Troy?
I thought they could use some more practice.
Yeah. So I presented my thoughts, and they were like, "Well, we'll put you in touch with somebody from the Board of Education." And it was weird because while I was waiting to speak at the Board of Education or at the City Council, I don't know if you know this or not, but not very many people call me. Okay.
Like call you?
Right. So I forgot to put my phone on silent. So while I was waiting and the City Council meeting was going on, I got a phone call. So I was like, whoa, silence my phone. Turns out that phone call was from the Board of Education.
It happened that fast?
No, it was before I spoke.
Oh.
They were calling me because I had freaked out at them in another channel.
The preemptive call.
Right.
Like, this guy's going to say something. We should get a hold of him.
Right. And so the person who spoke before me had been shot 14 times, and he had a difficult time maintaining focus on what he was speaking about, and I was a little bit concerned that I also was going to meander in my topic, but
for other reasons.
Yeah, because I'm silly. But when I arrived, I had taken this notebook, and I wrote a page and a half of speech to present to the city council.
That was, yeah. Yeah, I wish I had that focus.
Well, I didn't want to sound like an idiot.
Well, I don't want to sound like an idiot ever, but I don't have the focus or the wherewithal to prepare myself.
Yeah. So I talked to them, and then I talked to the city council, or not. I talked to the Board of Education afterward. And one point that I drove home in my conversation about the marching band playing in my backyard was that we had measured them at 85 decibels. 85 decibels is the equivalent to a highway running through a residential area. And I impressed upon the fact that when the Ohio Department of Transportation builds a highway through a residential area, do you know what they also build?
Walls.
Those
big stupid walls you see on the side of the highway, that's so you don't have to hear the high school band. I mean, you don't have to hear traffic.
Yeah, so she is
we
going...
need a wall.
Yeah, we do need a wall. Build that wall.
Oh!
Yeah. So the woman I talked to the Board of Education is trying to get the
Wall built.
The wall built. No, she's trying to get the doctor, the band doctor, the guy who is the band director, is a doctor of band directoracy. He has a band directorate doctorateness, and she's trying to get him in touch with me so that we could put him in our backyard while the band practices. I would like him to experience my life. My 4 hours of life every day from 3:30 until 7:30 when the sun starts to set and all the children have to go home. It's Pee Wee Herman.
Pee Wee Herman. That documentary is coming out on Max later this month. You guys should watch it. Paul Rubens had the foresight to have a documentary made about him before he passed away, and even the commercial for it almost had me like, oh shit, this is gonna be a good one. So yeah, Paul Rubens, check it out. It's on Max. We should be back next week, or maybe not. It's Mother's Day. This is the beginning of the 3rd season. We're going to take a hiatus next week because we're going to, I'm going to celebrate the mothers in my life. And I will see you guys next week.
Yeah, and I'll celebrate the mothers.
The mothers.
We'll see if this.
Hey folks, how you doing today? Chimash here, your resident minion of Satan. I want to talk to you about something. I would like to be your candidate for president. Why, do you ask? There's a laundry list of reasons, but just to sum it all up, we'll tackle some of the poignant parts of this whole campaign. One, is it going to be female? Is it going to be African American? Why don't you hit a happy medium? An effeminate red guy. Huh? Yeah, I'm all about self-gratification, which the Republican leaders of past have been all about, but guys that underneath looking out for you guys. I'll be straight up with you. You want people to not hop a fence to get into the fucking field? Or, goddamn, yeah, that was bad. I'm gonna start that one over.
Okay.
Hey! What's going on? Chimos, your resident minion of Satan here. Scion of self-gratification. That's what the whole PR people came up with, and I'm going to go ahead and throw that out to you. Because I'm all about self-gratification. Hell, right now, the only reason I'm not self-gratifying is I've got a beer in the hand I usually do it with. But anyway, I want to talk to you folks about a very important issue, and that's me being the candidate for the presidency, and I want you to choose me to be that person. Why? Laundry list of reasons. Let's check those out right now. You either have crazy lesbian woman, because you know she's not getting any from the hubby because everybody else is. And then you've got the big-eared black guy. First African-American president, vote red. And I'm not talking about a red state, I'm talking about a red guy. Chemosh, servant of Satan, sign of self-gratification. You do the number math. But anyway, I want to talk to you guys about how this country would be so much better if I was running this shit. Why? Because I won't raise taxes, because I give a shit. I really do. And just like all the other guys, but I've got the fucking say it. Let's see, immigration. That's a touchy subject. Tell you what, if anybody wants to come into the country, they gotta fuck me. If they don't want to fuck me, they don't come into the country. Plain and fucking simple. I am a minion of Satan, so I've got capabilities of being at a few different places at the same time. So LaGuardia, there. You want me, I'll chill on the beach in Florida. As soon as they pull up onto the beach, I'm just like, fuck, yeah, no, go back to Cuba! That's the way I roll, and that's the way you should roll. November 2008. So go ahead, well, I guess you guys don't punch cards anymore, the whole little touchscreen thing. I'm guessing I'm going to be right around the upper left-hand corner. So just go ahead and practice that. Just stand there and just be like, I want me for president, because that's who you're voting for. You, if I am elected for president. Self-gratification, you are self, all about you. So when it comes into November, you want a new president, you can pick a chick, you can pick a dude, or you can pick the one. That's me. So go ahead, folks. Vote for Chemosh. Because a vote for Chemosh means I'll make a lot of money. And you guys will be alright.
Are you tucked in?